Hello and welcome to the Embroidered Elephant channel. My name is Kim. Thank you for joining me for another video. Today I am going to be going through some of the reasons why my Stashless 2021 did not work. So if you have not seen the video, Stashless 2021 was an aim for me to go through 2021 without buying any new yarn until I had reached a certain point. Now, as you can tell by the title of this video, this was not successful. There are quite a few reasons for this, so I'm going to go through some of them so that if you are trying to go on the same challenge, maybe you can organise it a little better than I did. So the first reason it did not go too well, I went out of my way to look for yarn. So I do mention in the video, which I filmed quite a few years ago but have just released recently because of issues with editing and uploading and all the rest of it, you will notice that I say that I have a problem with shopping. Now this is completely true. However, I did not help myself. So I would go on Etsy every evening and look for yarn, and I would be searching for the best price that I could get. I would go to charity shops and rescue yarn. I'd feel as though I was doing a good thing. I felt that buzz of getting some yarn for a good deal. And I did find yarn for very good deals, but that was my downfall because that helped my yarn stash get so big. So the first one was that I didn't unsubscribe from all of the emails and all of the notifications when people had sales or people had new projects. So every day I would be getting different emails from this person, that person, saying that they were having a yarn sale, or they had a new club, or they'd launched a new collection. I'd be sent emails with 10% off coupons, 5% off coupons, and I would feel as though I would have to buy them, otherwise I'd be losing out on saving money. So you can see, if you've heard of the trend girl math, this may sound a bit familiar. And I don't say that to try and be sexist, but it is quite ironic how girl math is around at the moment, and that was exactly how I was feeling. That if I didn't use the 10% off coupon, I was basically losing money. So my first tip would be to unsubscribe from any emails you have that are selling yarn. And unsubscribe from all of these notifications when people have different sales on, because I know personally I couldn't deal with the temptation, and you might be a bit similar to myself. The second one that links into the first one is I was around constant temptation to buy yarn. I would not make it easy for myself not to buy yarn. As I said, I would be going to various charity shops, I would be searching online for it, and I would go to Hobbycraft or similar shops just to see what they had. I'm not going to buy anything, I'm just going to have a look. And as you know, that does not work. It doesn't work for me. You might be really good, but I would say, if you're on a buying ban or you're trying not to spend more money on yarn, just don't subject yourself to go into the shops. If you know that you can't resist temptation, just don't go. Just try and steer clear of a lot of temptation. The other one is that I did not set a budget. So I stated that I would not buy any more yarn until I had finished half of my stash. One of the issues I had with this is, two issues actually. I had not taken into account that I was going to some festivals where there would be a lot of yarn and I would want to buy some. So rather than saying no yarn at all, what I could have done is set myself a budget for the year. So I could have said, for the year of 2021, I'm going to try not to buy any yarn, but if I do, out of leniency, I will give myself £50 or £100 for the year. And if you feel that it's difficult to steer clear of yarn, or it's difficult to go to Hobbycraft without buying too much, why don't you try and have an accountability partner? So speak to someone, your significant other, a parent, a friend, someone that you often spend time with. Tell them that you are on a buying ban or a no-buy year, or a stashless year, and they can help keep you in check. Just make sure that you're honest with how much you've spent, or how much you've used, or how much you have bought. Even better is that they can go to various different places with you. So if you need to go to Hobbycraft to grab something, they can come with you and try and dissuade you from buying more yarn. Being honest with people that you are on a stashless journey can support you, and it can prevent people giving you yarn or fabric, or whatever it is, out of kindness, or because they know that you like to crochet or knit. Usually people do it to be nice, but for you, if you are trying to get rid of a lot of your yarn, it can become overwhelming and it can become difficult. I know that I used to find it quite difficult to say no, but that's something that you need to be comfortable with if you want it to succeed. So one tip that I would give you to counteract that is to plan your projects instead of buying yarn. So rather than searching for yarn online, search for projects that fit your yarn. Keep a list of all the yarn that you have, whether it's on Ravelry, whether it's on Notion, whether it's on a different app. Take pictures of your yarn, weigh it, write down the composition, and then it will be easy to find yarn for projects that you have seen that you like. There are loads, hundreds of thousands of different free projects online, whether they're YouTube tutorials, whether they're on blogs, whether they're on Ravelry, wherever they may be. There are so many there, including patterns for scrap busting. So if you've got a lot of little bits of yarn, such as this, there are so many patterns online for you to be able to get rid of them. Various blankets or pot holders or jumpers or hats, anything that you can think of, there is going to be a scrap busting pattern for. I am sure of that. So have a search and see what you can get, and that all counts towards getting rid of stuff in your stash. So if you are looking to do a stashless year next year in 2024, I would advise you to start taking pictures of your stash now, start listing it all. If you've got a lot, it will take a long time, but trust me, it is so worth it. The most useful facts that you can write down about the yarn is the name, the brand and the colourway, the thickness, whether it is fingering weight, DK, Aran, chunky, etc. And the composition. So this means, is it cotton, is it acrylic, is it Surrey silk? And lastly, how much you have. So whether you would rather count it in yards, or if it's a bit scrappy, in grams. It can be difficult to do this if you have lost the ball band. So I would measure it in grams. I've got all of my yarn measured in grams, but I've also put the yardage on there if it is included on the band. However you do it, I would advise that you take pictures. I believe that a lot of people use Ravelry to organise their stash, but I'm also going to link a video below of a YouTuber called Coley with a C, who uses the app Notion to organise her stash. She has come up with a way to categorise everything, to organise all of her projects. She has got a space for current whips, planned projects, so the projects that she's got yarn and a pattern for, yarn without a pattern, and patterns without yarn. Yeah. So I use Notion. I'm not going to make a tutorial on it because it's not my pattern, it's Coley's, and she will explain it far better than me. So however you organise your stash, that is what I would suggest, is to take pictures and organise it all so that wherever you are you can see that you've got the yarn for the project already, and start looking for more projects and patterns to use the yarn that you have got. You can get through it, it's not impossible. There are so many people online who have succeeded in a stashless or a minimal stash. It's doable, it's just about doing it the right way. I am going to be releasing a video nearer to New Year's Eve about my 2024 goals for this coming year. If that is something that you'll be interested in, please let me know. And just as a sneak peek, I will be talking about organising my stash and my stash goals in that video as well. So thank you very much for joining me for another December video. If you enjoyed this, please feel free to subscribe and hit the notifications bell. And until then, I will see you soon. Bye.